Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, a deal to end the government shutdown, a blast of winter, and we're live in Green Bay with Jason Kelce. Breaking overnight, a breakthrough to end the record-long government shutdown. The Senate reaching a deal and clearing a key hurdle in a late-night vote. Our Rachel Scott was there on the Hill. This morning, what's in the deal and what's not.
Breaking overnight, sweeping pardon. President Trump pardons key figures tied to efforts to overturn the 2020 election, including Rudy Giuliani.
Aviation chaos. More than 1,400 flights already canceled just this morning, and more than 5,000 canceled since the FAA's mandatory reduction. This morning, the holiday warning if the government does not reopen quickly.
First snow of the season. More than 120 million Americans under winter alerts for snow and freezing temps across the South. Ginger is tracking the frigid Arctic blast with temperatures plunging.
The FBI investigating after an 18-year-old passenger died on a cruise ship. What her family is saying this morning.
Foul play. Two-star Major League pitchers
3-2 and right back at him.
is accused of betraying America's pastime. How prosecutors say they conspired with bettors to rig pitches and make big money.
Thanksgiving is just over 2 weeks away. As inflation drives up prices at the supermarket, we still have some ways to trim your Turkey Day bill. And get ready for a reason to celebrate. The Jonas Brothers are here live in our studio as we get ready for a brotherly shove grudge match. We're live in Green Bay this morning with Jason Kelce.
America, I don't think you're ready for this.
He's helping us deliver a big surprise.
Wait, what?
As the Eagles and Packers gear up for a big Monday Night Football showdown.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Monday. Good morning, America.
I'm not sure if we're ready for Jason Kelce.
Never.
We'll give it a shot. Good morning, America, on this very busy Monday morning. How about a live look at chilly Lambeau Field in Green Bay? Becky Worley is there. Oh, it's currently 20 degrees in Green Bay. As you can see, it probably feels more like 9. So the Packers are going to take on the Eagles. And we'll have much more with Becky and Jason Kelce, and a big surprise ahead as well.
We are looking forward to that. We're going to begin with the breaking news overnight, a deal to end the government shutdown. Now in day 41, after a vote last night in the Senate, a bipartisan measure to reopen the government seems to be on track to getting passed by Congress. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is tracking it all on Capitol Hill. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. After 41 days, 6 weeks of gridlock, a bipartisan breakthrough does put Congress on path to ending the longest government shutdown in American history. But in the end, it was Senate Democrats who backed away from what they've been demanding all along. 41 days into the longest government shutdown in history. This morning, a breakthrough.
The motion upon reconsideration is agreed to.
The Senate reaching a deal to reopen the government through the end of January. 8 Democrats breaking with the party to advance the measure.
This was the only deal on the table.
In the end, Senate Democrats backing away from their key demand, extending expiring Obamacare subsidies so health insurance premiums don't rise for millions. How do you explain, though, to your constituents why it was worth it to put up this fight for so long when in the end you did not get your key demand?
Because it wasn't working. How long would it take to not get a response to say it isn't working?
But Senator Bernie Sanders insisting the party is giving in too soon.
If this vote succeeds, over 20 million Americans are going to see at least a doubling in their premiums in the Affordable Care Act.
And other Democrats leaving the chamber clearly upset.
I voted no just because I'm so pissed off. I'm just frustrated.
As part of the deal, sources say Democrats were able to secure a vote on health care subsidies in the coming weeks. But there's no guarantee Republicans will support it.
People are seeing what these prices are going to be, and so that drumbeat is getting louder.
The agreement also reverses mass firings of federal workers laid off during the shutdown, guaranteeing back pay as required by law for hundreds of thousands of others who were furloughed, and includes months of funding for SNAP, federal food assistance. So the shutdown is not over yet, so Americans out there will continue to feel the impacts of this. The Senate still has to give final approval on this bill, and then it will have to go over to the House. They have been out of town, out on recess for 51 days. They're expected to be called back this week, George.
And Rachel, this came after an appeals court handed the Trump administration a defeat on these SNAP benefits.
Yeah, George, and there's been a lot of back and forth in the courts over this. So over the weekend, we did see Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson pause a ruling that would have allowed these benefits to go out for millions of Americans, giving an appeals court more time to review. And you just said it there. We did hear from an appeals court rejecting the administration's request to block these payments, essentially saying the administration sat on its hands and delayed these payments from going out for so many Americans the first week of November. They still do have time to appeal to the Supreme Court, George.
Okay, Rachel, thanks very much, Robin.
Of course, we have so much more on this, so let's go to our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Good morning to you, Mary.
Good morning, Robin. Well, President Trump was at the football game last night as this was all coming together, telling reporters only, quote, "It looks like we're getting very close to the shutdown ending." Now, the president has stayed out of all of this. Instead of negotiating and talking with Democrats, he has urged Republicans to stand their ground, making it clear to Democrats that they weren't going to get what they wanted. Trump conceded, though, just days ago that the shutdown was one of the reasons that Republicans lost in last week's elections, admitting the shutdown has been, quote, "worse for us than for them." But even as voters blamed Republicans, it's clear Trump's efforts to up the pressure on Democrats is working, whether through those firings or the fight over food assistance. The president is making the impacts of this shutdown simply too painful to ignore. Robin.
And Mary, over the weekend, the president issued another round of pardons, we know.
He did, Robin, the president issuing sweeping pardons to key figures accused of trying to help him overturn the 2020 election results, including his former personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, attorney Sidney Powell and John Eastman, advisor Boris Epstein, and his own former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, as well as 72 other individuals. Now, these sweeping pardons cover each of the president's co-defendants who were charged in Georgia for a sweeping scheme to overturn the election results, 4 of whom pleaded guilty. But these pardons are largely symbolic. Presidential pardons only apply to federal crimes, and none of these Trump allies were charged in a federal case. But it is just another example of the president trying to rewrite the history of the 2020 election, Robin.
All right, Mary, thanks to you.
Okay, let's talk more about that with our chief Washington correspondent, John Carl, right here. John, Mary just said it, rewriting the history of January 6th. You've seen a series of actions by the president where he's pardoning those who were involved in the insurrection, investigating and prosecuting those who were looking into it.
Yeah, and look, this is a new thing for Trump 2.0. As of this moment, November 10th in his first term, he had pardoned exactly 1 person. Now, of course, he's pardoned well over 1,500, most of whom those that actually took part in the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. The pardon attorney, Ed Martin, who announced these pardons, had earlier this year said in a post on X, "No MAGA left behind." So the other trend you see here is Donald Trump pardoning those who supported him. In this case, as Mary said, entirely symbolic. None of these faced federal charges. 2 of them, interestingly enough, Jenna Ellis and Kenneth Chesebro, had actually pled guilty to the charges and were cooperating in some of those state cases against the people that were charged at the state level. So interesting that they actually pardoned not just all of his legal team, all of those alternative electors, but 2 people that inside Trump world are actually seen as turncoats.
Of course, the president was actually indicted for his role in the January 6th insurrection, and now you see efforts to go after Jack Smith, the special prosecutor.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly going after everybody that was involved in the January 6th case. Jack Smith is very high on the list. It was interesting, in this case, in this pardon, it said, "This proclamation ends a grave national injustice that Trump says perpetrated on the American people following the 2020 election." Of course, Jack Smith saw the grave national injustice, President Trump's efforts to overturn the election. Now he has defense attorneys himself.
First time that ever happened in American history. John Carl, thanks very much.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. As we know, government shutdown is still ongoing, and the impact on air travel is deepening as the FAA orders a sharp reduction in flights at airports across the country. That's where we find our transportation correspondent, Gio Benitez, at an airport here in New York. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Robin, good morning. Absolutely, this weekend, it was just a mess. In fact, today already, we're seeing more than 1,500 flight cancellations, so the end of the shutdown can't come soon enough. Overnight, the aviation industry facing its worst day of cancellations since the shutdown began.
I was coming from Tampa, and that flight got delayed. Then it was canceled.
Almost 8% of flights canceled as of Sunday night.
Rather than risk another flight getting canceled or delayed again, I figured Amtrak was just the safest thing.
Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson, Newark in New Jersey, and O'Hare in Chicago hit the hardest.
Travel is stressful enough, and then you put these disruptions in place, and it really makes everything more challenging.
The FAA's mandatory reduction of flights at 40 of the nation's busiest airports causing major pain, with more than 5,000 flights canceled since it went into effect Friday. And even with the possibility of the government shutdown coming to an end, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warns that the pain could be felt through the holiday travel season, saying that the number of controllers that put in for retirement each day has nearly quadrupled.
I'm about 1,000 to 2,000 controllers short. I'm now up to 15 to 20 a day are retiring. So it's going to be harder for me to come back after the shutdown.
So if that shutdown ends, the secretary also says it could take days or even a week to get all flights back in order, Robin.
So, Jill, tell travelers what they can prepare, how they can prepare as cancellations are likely to build.
Yeah, so Robin, I want you to try to get on the earliest flight possible because many of these staffing issues are actually happening in the afternoon. That's when we're seeing a lot of those long delays and cancellations. So look for those early flights. And I can't say it enough, get that airline app on your phone because you can make those changes right away, fast, on your own. That way you don't have to call customer service. Remember that most of these changes right now are free, Robin.
There they are. All right. Our thanks to you, Gio.
Okay, we saw Becky Worley in Green Bay dealing with those freezing temperatures. Early blast winter across the country right now. Snow around the Great Lakes. Alex Perez in Chicago. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, George. A bit of weather whiplash for us here. Last week we were in the 60s, and today we're waking up to feel like temperatures in the teens. And in many areas overnight, they're waking up to this, a lot of snow, several inches, which will make for a miserable Monday morning commute.
Overnight, the first snowfall of the season blanketing communities across the Midwest. More than 105 million people under winter weather alerts for snow in the Midwest and Northeast and freezing temperatures across the South. South Bend recording more than 8 inches of snow this morning with wind gusts reaching speeds of 30 miles per hour or stronger.
I'm not ready for it. I think it's a little too early.
Dozens of schools in Chicago closed or delayed today. Bands of lake-effect snow showering down on Indiana, creating whiteout conditions on roads, making travel treacherous for drivers. Several states expected to see lows of 10 to 25 degrees below the normal. The Notre Dame Navy game turning into a winter wonderland Saturday.
To the pylon, touchdown!
The Fighting Irish celebrating their win on the field.
And here in Chicago and across parts of the Midwest, much of the day will be spent clearing this snow. You can see traffic is moving behind me here right now, but a lot of streets still need to be salted. This storm is now moving east, but Chicago and parts of the Midwest will have more seasonable temperatures later this week. Robin?
I know you can't wait for that. All right, Alex, I'm going to turn to Ginger. Where is the cold?
Yeah.
Where's it moving next?
It is moving over the Great Lakes, and that's the thing, is that they are so warm. That's why you had this big-time production of lake-effect snow. At my alma mater, Valparaiso in Indiana, they had more than 9 inches. Look at Door County, Wisconsin, the video from the very difficult travel conditions there. It's snowing still this morning in Kenosha, Wisconsin. There's that little band, but you see this low, this kind of meso low that's rotating down Indiana. Even Indianapolis could end up with up to 2 inches into Ohio, and then the lee of the lakes in both western Pennsylvania and New York could produce 6 to 12 inches on top of that. So that's where the cold air is on the northern side. But there's cold air all the way down to the Gulf Coast. We have this deep freeze, talking about freeze alerts in place today, Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, Texas, down on the north side of even New Orleans. Then tomorrow, Ocala, Florida, all the way up to Virginia Beach. We'll be talking about freeze concerns. So this is big for anybody who has very vulnerable plants, especially because we could even break daily records. 26 Tuesday morning, Montgomery, Alabama, Savannah sub-freezing, Wilmington at 28 tomorrow morning. So we still have another 24 hours before everybody in the southeast is in that depth of cold. It's not going to warm up much during the day. Look at the highs only in the 40s, the low 40s here in New York. But it doesn't last long. As Alex said, that warmth moves back even well above average by the end of the week, George.
Okay, Ginger, cold night in Green Green Bay, and Lara is here with more on the big Monday Night Football matchup.
And I should have on a Parker right now. I was supposed to be live in Green Bay. I was one of those whose flight was canceled yesterday. So hi, everybody. Good morning from New York City. And we're talking about two of the best teams in the NFC. Some say this could be a matchup tonight between the Packers and Eagles. This one could be a preview of the conference championship come January. But you might also call this the Vengeance Bowl. The Packers looking for revenge after the Eagles beat them twice last year, once in regular season, then once in the NFC wildcard game, which ended Green Bay's season, of course, and began the Eagles' journey towards their Super Bowl championship. But the Eagles, they also have a bone to pick with the Packers. Green Bay, I don't know if you knew this, Green Bay was the team that introduced the proposal to end the tush push, the play the Eagles have perfected over the past few seasons, much to the frustration of the rest of the league. Owners failed to pass that ban. I would imagine you will see the tush push on full display tonight, just as a little reminder of the Packers' failed effort there. You can watch the big game tonight, 8 Eastern, right here on ABC and on ESPN. And then later on, we will be live, not we, but we will be live from Green Bay, where fans are gearing up because former Eagles great Jason Kelce will be joining us live. I was so looking forward to being with him this morning.
And it wasn't easy for Becky Worley to make it there, but she did in the last hour.
Coming from the West Coast, I think a little easier than trying to get out of the East Coast.
You know, we talk about it all the time. I do not get the controversy over the tush push.
I know, and you spend a lot of time thinking about it.
I do, yeah. I just don't get it.
It's a play, right? I mean, I feel like Will Reed, you would have something to say about the tush push.
I don't know. Sometimes you better to be lucky than good, right?
Yeah.
And the
Eagles,
including in the lottery.
That's what I was trying to do there. That was my little pivot. I got a little lottery debrief.
There's twin jackpots going on.
There are twin jackpots going on. So if you want to be a billionaire, you got to play them both to add up. Tonight's Powerball prize is worth an estimated $490 million. And if that's not enough for you, you can test your luck with tomorrow night's Mega Millions. That is worth an estimated $900 million. It's been a record 38 drawings. Wow. Since someone won, that jackpot was just a shade over $1 billion. And even though nobody has won the big prize, money has still been rolling out since then. According to lottery officials, there have been almost 11.7 million winning tickets at all levels, with wins over $247 million. The prize pots have been reaching record numbers with more frequency ever since the games raised their ticket prices to $5 a play last April. That's the key right there. And the odds, of course, may they ever be in your favor, are 1 in 290,472,336. Ding, ding.
Yes.
Now that's a stat for you right there. All right. Thank you, Will, so much. Hey, coming up, Aaron Katersky is here with the latest sports betting scandal, Aaron.
Yeah, this time, Robin, 2 pitchers for the Cleveland Guardians have been charged with rigging pitches so sports bettors could profit. Coming up, I'll tell you how prosecutors say they did it and about the concern growing about the influence of gambling on sports.
Also, the FBI investigation after an 18-year-old died on a Carnival cruise ship. We're going to tell what her family is saying this morning.
And we know Thanksgiving just 2 weeks away. Ike Ajachi, well, he's there at a turkey farm this morning. Aren't you glad you're not there, Will? But how do you trim the cost of this year's meal? But first,
And coming up, Jonas Brothers here live as we count down to Christmas and their new movie. We'll be right back.
Bump it hard like I wish you would. Now,
back here on GMA, big night, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony over the weekend. Among this year's class of inductees, Salt and Pepper. DJ Spinderella became the first female DJ ever inducted into the hall. Cheryl Salt James, in her speech, said this is for every woman who picked up a mic when they told her she couldn't. And you can watch the entire ceremony. I'm trying not to look over you. It's streaming right now on Disney Plus.
You're excited about DJ Spinderella.
I'm just so happy for them because there was a little rift between the three of them, but they're united and they're in the Hall of Fame.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now let's get to what's new at 7:30. The FAA has grounded the type of plane involved in the UPS crash that left 14 people dead in Kentucky. All operators of McDonnell Douglas MD-11s are prohibited from flying the planes until they're inspected and any repairs are made. Investigators are trying to determine the cause of the crash and why the aircraft's left engine detached. Also, over a dozen people, mostly teens, were injured when a bus overturned on a highway in California. A man who was falling behind the bus reported fire and smoke coming from the back of the vehicle before the accident. First responders triaged patients in the road. At least 3 people were taken to the hospital. The cause of the crash is under investigation. And Wendy's is now saying it'll shutter hundreds of underperforming locations. Analysts say it could affect 250 to 300 restaurants out of Wendy's 6,000 U.S. locations. The closings will begin this year, continue through 2026.
And finally, for some college football heroics on Saturday, 40 seconds left, fourth quarter, Indiana, Penn State, Hoosiers down 20-24. Omar Cooper Jr. with a leap of a lifetime. The thrilling catch, the triumphant touchdown, and the win. So Indiana remains undefeated. Indiana's coach said it was the most improbable victory I have ever been a part of. And it was improbable. It was something to see. But now the 2 major league pitchers indicted on charges of conspiring with sports bettors to rig pitches during games. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky is here with the latest allegations of illegal gambling involving professional athletes. Good morning to you, Aaron.
And good morning, Robin. These 2 players are charged with rigging their pitches so the sports bettors could profit, and it's the latest indictment to underscore the fears critics have long voiced about the crime that could follow the widespread legalization of gambling on professional sports. This morning, federal prosecutors say 2 star pitchers for the Cleveland Guardians betrayed America's pastime. Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz allegedly agreed in advance to throw specific types and speeds of pitches so sports bettors could make hundreds of thousands of dollars by placing wagers on whether the pitch would be a ball or a strike.
3-2 and right back at him.
In a June 2023 game, Clase, known as Cleveland's lockdown closer, allegedly tipped off a bettor about a pitch he intended to throw against the Red Sox. The bettors won $58,000 by wagering it would be a ball under 95 miles an hour. An image of the pitch that ended up low and into the dirt seen here included in the indictment.
Struck him out.
In the middle of a May 2025 game against the Reds, the indictment says Clase texted a bettor asking if the bettor was ready. The bettor responded, but of course. 10 minutes later, the bettor won $10,000 by wagering Clase's pitch would be a ball slower than 98 miles per hour. That pitch was off speed and in the dirt. Prosecutors say Clase recruited Ortiz to the scheme this year. Before a June start against the Mariners, Ortiz allegedly agreed to throw a ball for his first pitch in the second inning.
First pitch missing, low ball 1.
2 weeks later, Ortiz allegedly agreed to throw a ball in the third inning of a game against the Cardinals.
Is just a little bit outside.
Prosecutors say Ortiz and Clase took a cut of the winning bets. Major League Baseball put both players on leave in July. An attorney for Ortiz told us he has never and would never improperly influence a game. Clase's attorney telling ABC News Emmanuel is innocent of all charges and looks forward to clearing his name in court. The indictment comes just weeks after the same prosecutors charged the NBA's Terry Rozier with conspiring with a bettor to fake an injury and leave a game, part of a sprawling case that also ensnared a former coach.
We are going through a stage of growth in the U.S. sports betting market. It's very hard to prevent this stuff from happening. You can deter it, though. And that's what the punishment and the severe punishment when you're talking about banishment and losses of one's career over a bet that may be only a few $1,000s worth, it's a pretty big deterrent.
Now, Major League Baseball and the Cleveland Guardians say they are cooperating with federal authorities. The 2 ball players each face conspiracy charges that could put them in prison for decades if convicted. Ortiz was arrested Sunday. He's due in court later on today, George, and Clase is not yet in custody.
Well, they have to find a way to get a handle on this. Okay, Aaron, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to the FBI investigation after an 18-year-old died aboard a Carnival cruise ship. Rhiannon Alley here with the latest. Good morning, Rhiannon.
There are so many questions. Good morning, you guys. Yeah, but a federal investigation is now underway to figure out what happened to Anna Kepner on board what should have been a fun vacation. We spoke with her family, who says they want her to be known for her generosity and her spirit. Her family sharing photos of that 18-year-old who was a senior in high school and was preparing to graduate in May. We are waiting to hear how and where on the ship she died, but the FBI is now investigating, confirming her death, adding, because this is an ongoing matter, no further information is available at this time. So here's what we know about the ship. The Horizon can hold nearly 4,000 people. It has a staff of about 1,450. And Carnival said it is working with the FBI to try to get to the bottom of this, to figure out what happened, saying our focus is on supporting the family of our guest and cooperating with the FBI. Detectives are now reviewing video from the cruise, and they're also interviewing passengers. And the Carnival Horizon is now docked back in Miami. They actually returned returned as scheduled Saturday morning, and the woman's family says they are still trying to come to terms with her death. They hope people remember her as a happy, bubbly, straight-A student who had a very bright future ahead, a future that was just cut tragically short.
Yeah, but her heart goes out to that family, but hopefully they'll get some answers.
Yes.
They need that. All right, Rhiannon, thank you. Now, with concern over how much your Thanksgiving celebration could cost you, a new survey finds 58% of consumers say they are very concerned about food price inflation, but fear not. We do have some tips on how you can save on holiday staples. Ike is at a turkey farm in New Jersey with more. Good morning to you, Ike.
Good morning, Robin. They're saying good morning, too. Listen, the good folks here at Doublebrook Farm in Hopewell, New Jersey, they're gearing up for Thanksgiving. I don't think they like that too much, but let me tell you, you should be gearing up, too. I know grocery store prices are rising across the country, but a new report says that your Thanksgiving feast could actually be a bit cheaper this year.
This morning, get ready to gobble up some big savings on your Thanksgiving feast.
If you're hosting, it's time to start planning.
With just 17 days to go, meal prep planning is well underway. And this morning, there's good news about the cost of your holiday spread. According to a new report from Wells Fargo, despite food at home prices being up 2.7% from last year, the overall Thanksgiving menu could actually cost you less, 2 to 3% less, depending on how you shop.
They're really comparing brand names, national brands, to store brands. And what they're saying is if for 10 people you want to serve Thanksgiving, it's going to cost you $95 if you go for the brand names. But if you go for the store brands, it's only going to be $80. And that's significant.
And to trim your Turkey Day bill even more, Wells Fargo says mix and match your brands. Go private label, buying a store's own brand, for staples like stuffing, gravy, and rolls. But stick with national names for cranberries to maximize savings.
And plan ahead. Turkey prices tend to be the lowest when supply's at the highest. So shop early to snag the best bird. And when it comes to frozen veggies, national brands are offering deep discounts. So don't assume the private label is cheaper.
Have that shopping list. Go online. Look at all the different prices and be willing to go to 2 or 3 different stores so you can save a lot of money.
All right, guys, I'm going to lay off the turkey main course talk since we're around so many of our friends here. But what I do want to talk about are cranberries, gravy, stuffing, the real unsung heroes of Thanksgiving. Get this, private brand dinner rolls, rather. They're down a whopping 22% this year. And cranberries, stuffing, gravy, they're down around 2 to 3%. And everyone's favorite food, pumpkin pie, right, guys? See, it's down around 3% this year. Guys.
Ike, you get extra credit for holding that turkey, but you can let it go now.
Yeah, please. Set it free. Set it free.
Oh, bye, buddy.
Thank you, Ike.
Cute little devil. Now with a very special play of the day, Becky Worley is with former Eagle star Jason Kelce. Philly taking on Green Bay. In Green Bay tonight, the Packers game, Monday Night Football, Lambeau Field. I was scheduled to be there. My flight, like so many, was canceled yesterday. Becky took one for the team, flying from San Francisco overnight. Becky, oh, how I wish I was there with you and Jason.
Lara, I'm happy to sub in for you for this assignment. How much fun is it to be in Green Bay on Monday Night Football? It is never too early to put your cheese head on when you're a Packers fan, and tonight your ex-team is going to be taking them on. It's going to be a really interesting matchup, and there's a little bit of sort of behind-the-scenes stuff going on, too, because in the offseason, it was the Packers who lobbied to get rid of the tush-push and change the rules. Do you think that's going to influence how the play goes out, and what do you think about that?
The Packers are the ones that put the proposal forward, but almost 3/4 of the NFL voted to also ban it. So they weren't alone in pushing this proposal. And I was fortunate enough to go to that ownership meeting and see it first place. Kind of witnessing the legislative process of the NFL was pretty wild. But I do think that all these people that put forth these proposals and rules do so to really uphold either the integrity, the safety. They really care about the players in the game, and they do so with the utmost respect for the game. So I don't think most people harbor any ill will. That being said, I do think the Eagles will probably run the tush-push as often as they can today. And they do that against everybody, though, so it won't be too different.
And George, you're really engaged in this tush-push controversy.
I'm not just sucking up to you, Jason. I don't understand how it's even a thing. How is it a controversy?
Well, the big thing in the offseason is some of the doctors came out and said that there were some safety concerns that they had with the play. And whenever medical professionals are telling you there's safety concerns, it's taken very seriously by the league. And I think that that was one of the big things in the offseason that pushed it this way. Now, there really isn't a lot of data to support that. It's more conjecture from medical personnel. But this year, there's been some new things that have been making the rounds in the media as far as officiating is concerned. There's been a lot of false starts that people are making noise about. I find it very convenient that they tend to only slow down the Eagles' tush-push and not the other teams doing tush-pushes. But that being said, listen, if they can't officiate the play properly, that would also be a good reason to ban any play in the NFL. So my concern, my one caveat to the pushing, or to the false starting, is that it really doesn't have anything to do with the push. You know, Eagles are still going to do the same thing if they run a regular quarterback sneak. So I don't know that removing the push alleviates that concern that fans have, or that the NFL does. But
now, there may be some other plays besides the tush-push tonight.
I hope. I hope.
So, you know, Eagles are coming out of a bye week.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts just looking incredible. What's your prediction? What do you think is going to happen tonight?
Oh, man. Listen, these are two of the best teams in the NFC. I think that both of them will be in high contention for taking the NFC. I do think the Eagles will win coming off the bye with a lot of energy.
That's the prediction. That's the prediction.
But Green Bay is going to be very fired up off of Carolina last week. It's going to be an awesome game. I can't wait to watch it. And Lambeau's going to be rocking. I know that.
Got it. Well, we're going back to you guys, and you heard it here.
Not surprised at all about that prediction. Good question, though, Derek.
Well, great answer.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Breaking overnight. A deal to end the record-long government shutdown. The Senate clears a key hurdle in a late-night vote. Rachel Scott there late on the Hill. This morning, what's in the deal and what's not?
Aviation chaos. More than 1,400 flights already canceled just this morning, and more than 5,000 canceled since the FAA's mandatory reduction. This morning, the holiday warning if the government does not reopen quickly.
Going wild for Zootopia 2.
Hudson Wild in pursuit of suspect.
Jennifer Goodwin is back on the case.
We're going to crack this case and prove we're the greatest partners of all time.
Here live reporting for duty.
And we're getting in the holiday spirit.
Let's go.
With the Jonas Brothers here live to talk about their new Christmas movie.
Guys, I've got this.
And more. And they're saying,
good morning, America.
Good morning.
Woo-hoo.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Monday. Good morning, America.
They're such great guys. I don't know if they're morning people, but they're great guys. All right, good morning, America. Counting down to tonight's big game between the Packers and the Eagles. Becky live in Wisconsin with Jason, and a big surprise. Hey there, Becky.
Hey, Robin. This Jason Kelce guy, he knows how to have a good time, and so do these cheeseheads with me. We got Sebastian and Madeline. We're wearing our cheeseheads backwards so that we can have some Good Morning America action here. Jason, you have a custom one.
Yeah, very nice.
See it on your head.
Any other week. Any other week.
Any other week. All right. Well, we have a lot more in store here, guys. Oh!
This isn't cheese, this is foam heads. You guys been wearing foam heads.
Lots more with this guy coming up soon.
No way he was putting that on.
No way.
First look at the top stories breaking today. We start with the breaking news overnight, a deal to end the government shutdown. Now in day 41, after a vote last night in the Senate, a bipartisan measure to reopen the government seems to be on track to getting passed by Congress. I want to go back to our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott on Capitol Hill. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you again. It was a late night here on Capitol Hill. After 41 days, 6 weeks of gridlock, Congress is now on track to end the longest government shutdown in American history. So overnight, we saw 8 Senate Democrats break from their party to support a bill that would fund the government through the end of January. But in the end, it was Democrats who backed away from the one demand they had all along, which was extending those expiring Obamacare subsidies so that health care insurance premiums don't rise for millions of Americans. As part of this deal, though, Democrats were able to get some sort of concession that the Trump administration will reverse some of the firings that were carried out during the shutdown, also ensuring that furloughed federal workers receive back pay as required by federal law, and also including some additional funding here for SNAP benefits, that federal food assistance program. Sources say that Democrats were also able to get a vote in the coming weeks on health care, but there is no guarantee that Republicans are going to support this. And so this has now created quite the divide in the Republican Democratic Party. You have some Democrats who say that they should have fought this out for longer, and you have others who say their strategy simply was not working and it was time to reopen the government, Robin.
All right, Rachel, thanks to you for your reporting. Now, the impact of the government shutdown on air travel. Thousands of flights, as you know, canceled across the country. Let's go back to Gio at the airport here in New York. Good morning again, Gio.
Hey, Robin, good morning again. It's simply remarkable how bad of a weekend this was for flights, and if the shutdown doesn't end soon, it could get far worse. Take a look at what we saw overnight, because the aviation industry faced its worst day of cancellations since the shutdown began. Almost 8% of flights canceled as of Sunday night. Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson, Newark in New Jersey, and O'Hare in Chicago were hit the hardest. The FAA's mandatory reduction of flights at 40 of the nation's busiest airports causing major pain, with more than 5,000 flights canceled since it went into effect on Friday. Today we're looking about 1,500. And even with the possibility of the government shutdown coming to an end, we could feel the pain through the holiday travel season, because the Secretary of Transportation says that the number of controllers that put in for retirement each day has nearly quadrupled. That is a big issue. So keep in mind, right now, the best thing to do, take those early morning flights instead of the afternoon. That's when we see a lot of those problems, and have that airline app on your phone, guys.
Can't stress that enough about that airline app. You're right about that, Gio. Thank you. Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu, the Jonas Brothers are here live in our studio this morning to tell us about their new Christmas movie. They're signing the walls. Yeah. And Becky Worley in Green Bay with Jason and some Packers fans. They got a big surprise ahead.
And best-selling cookbook author Alison Roman is here to show us how to make something from nothing. Delicious pantry meals you can pull together from what you have on hand. And Larry, you have a special guest.
I do. It's a wild morning here in our studio, George. Jennifer Goodwin is here to tell us all about Zootopia 2. It's here. And she has some help from, hi guys, some familiar faces.
Hi.
You guys, you out of here?
Here we go. Okay, go. We gotta go.
All right. We'll try to wrangle them. Coming up on GMA. Oh boy. It's getting wild. See you soon.
Well, you'll see why. We're back now with the multi-platinum selling Jonas Brothers. They have rocked our world for 2 decades.
What are you doing?
Gosh. They're currently on tour. Don't encourage them. They're currently on tour, but they're making time to get into holiday spirit with their new special. It's called A Very Jonas Christmas Movie. Nick, Kevin, and Joe Jonas are here.
Good morning.
You guys from the get-go have been so good to us from the very beginning, and we have never forgotten that, and we appreciate it.
It's only because of the new studio.
I know, yeah.
The lighting is exceptional.
Yeah, the floor, the LED floor really does it for me.
That was good. How has it been being back on tour? You know, the anniversary, the hometown tour, and being back together.
Well, we kicked off the announcement of this tour with you guys back in March. And we didn't know what to expect. But what's been so incredible about these shows is to see the sort of multi-generational effect of the fan base now. Yeah. So you've got people that were our age bringing their kids to shows, and it's a whole new fan base along with the ones that have been there for a long time, and it's just been so special. We've had special guests out, and each night has been a really unique experience for us and the fans.
And you guys had a little Camp Rock reunion moment with Demi Lovato. Talk to us about what that was like to re-team with your friend.
It was lovely. It was quite emotional. I mean, it's been almost 15 some years since we've sang any of those songs together. She kicked it off with us at Giant Stadium for the first night of our tour. We played Wouldn't Change a Thing and This Is Me.
Oh my God.
And fans were just as surprised as us. It was just a beautiful experience, and Lovely to see her again. I'm glad
No
she's doing her
friends,
thing.
no friends like old friends, right? There's just such a wonderful bond that you can feel when you guys
Absolutely.
are together. And now, so excited, Camp Rock 3
Yes,
is
yeah.
happening.
Production.
Congratulations. I just need to know, why did you make fans wait so long?
Exactly.
Well, we're just old enough now to look like teenagers again. So we figure if we waited long enough, we'll trick them. Yeah. It's just great. It's like a horror film, actually.
Yes.
Just kidding. No, we're thrilled. It's a lot of fun.
New generation's amazing. You know, ushering them in, it's going to be awesome.
You see these young kids who are so talented, great singers, great dancers, handing the baton, passing the baton to them, and we can't wait for people to see it.
It's going to be great, but they can see before that very Jonas Christmas movie.
Yes.
Tell us all about it.
Well, it's funny, you know, we met back up with our friends at Disney about 2 years ago and talked about what we could do together in this kind of new chapter of our journey. And one of the things was Camp Rock 3, coming on as producers and then doing a small little cameo in it. But then also reviving an idea that started way back in 2008, I think, to do a Christmas movie. But at this stage in our life, it just felt like the perfect moment. And it was always kind of a bucket list item for us. And to get to do it with, you know, the dream makers at Disney, Disney Plus is just such a dream come true for us. And we can't wait for people to see this movie and watch it with their families around the holiday season. It's going to be great.
Okay. Y'all want to say a little bit?
I do.
I said, do you want to say a little bit?
I do.
All right, let it roll.
Okay, how is this my fault? We all got on the same train.
Yeah,
okay?
but you were supposed to double check.
Yeah, and you're the uptight, responsible one.
That's right. You're the uptight, responsible one. You're the lovable tramp, and I'm the relatable
Human cardboard.
forgettable Curly, the world's most unlikely rock star.
Not Nick or Joe.
The one that still lives in New Jersey.
Ah, good one, Tramp.
I was gonna say handsome, relatable everyman, but fine.
Okay, so you're playing yourselves.
That was all improvised.
Was it?
No.
I was like, wow, that was really good.
We were talking about this earlier. How difficult is it to play yourself?
I did find it kind of challenging because it's like, how do you want to portray yourself, or how do you think you should act, or
And
know?
feel
But it's
authentic.
It's really easy once you get acting with these guys. They've been doing it a little bit more on camera, especially Nick, with different movies, and it was nice to have that support to be able to get back into the acting thing.
Was there a lot of improv?
There was a ton.
Yeah.
The creative team was great. They let us, take a few takes at each time just to have fun with it. And I think, the chemistry between us is long-standing.
Yeah.
So it was,
it better be
easy to
it's
tap
real.
into
It's
it.
real. It's real.
How about Christmas movies growing up? Did you all have a favorite?
Oh, wow. So many. I mean, Elf is obviously a classic. And one of the things with this movie that we want to make sure people know is that there's a ton of great cameos, a lot of things that kind of allude to other very classic,
Pay homage to the
famous
classics.
movies.
That's
but then Home
fun.
Alone 1 and 2 for all of us was a big one in our household.
What is Christmas morning like for you guys now that you're dads?
It's wild. Pure chaos. Yeah. Too much. It's actually similar to Good Morning America. You wake up way too early. You drink an insane amount of coffee before 6 a.m.
Yep, check.
And and you find yourself wrapping presents backstage for no reason.
And then they play Yeah, we do that to you too, don't we? So I did just mention you guys are all dads, all girl dads. You're in great company here.
Yeah, I know.
There is a fourth girl dad with us this morning, Jason Kelce, who is in Green Bay right now. And I understand Jason has a question for you guys. Jason, hit it.
Well, yeah, we could go girl dad. Let's see, do we go girl dad or do we go brothers? We'll go brothers. How about that? First of all, it's crazy. 13 years in the NFL playing offensive line. Now I'm interviewing the Jonas Brothers. Life comes at you fast, let me tell you. All right. So I recently have started a podcast with my brother. We've been doing it for 3-4 years. You might have heard of it, New Heights. Question to you guys. You guys have been working together for decades, traveling together. What's that been like, man? It's been a joy rekindling with my brother after all these years. You guys have done it the whole time. I just love it. How has that been?
It's been fantastic, and congrats to you on such an incredible career. Yeah. I think for us, and I think it's similar, knowing just enough about you guys, is that it's just a healthy amount of bullying, but not enough to create chaos in the family group text.
Yeah, it's just enough. It's that fine line. You got to walk that fine line.
Is it mutual bullying?
Humble, no
exactly.
question.
Yeah, it's a fair amount of bullying from all, but all in love, of course.
Yeah.
All in love.
Yeah.
And of course, the fact that we get to do this many years still together, we're thrilled, and I think it's so fun to kind of wear many hats, like yourself, where you're finding yourself in new situations, and it's so exciting. So, hats off to you.
Is it a coincidence that every man that you're looking at, America, is a girl dad on this couch? Isn't that funny?
Love that.
All of you guys?
There's something in common.
Something in the water.
Something in the water.
We need a chief analyst to come on.
So guys, thank you. Thanks,
you
Jason.
so much.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Appreciate it. He's
the man can do it all.
He can.
He can.
These three as well. A very Jonas Christmas movie premieres this Friday. Disney Plus and on Hulu. Thank you, gents.
Thank you so much.
Let's bounce it right back to Becky Worley in Green Bay. Hey, Becky.
Hey, George, are we ready for some football? Big game. We have Packers fans in force and a few intrepid Eagles fans over there. I see you guys. But this is about more than football. And, Jason, we have a couple of big fans here.
We do. Jeff, Giovanni, come on out
Giovanni,
here. Come on
over here. Now, you two guys are big Packers fans, and you thought you were here to help celebrate what's happening tonight in the big game. But we have a little bit of a surprise for you. Take a look.
Meet Giovanni and Jeff, two sports fanatics from Wisconsin. The two brought together by the Green Bay chapter of the Big Brothers Big Sisters program 3 years ago.
Within the first couple minutes of them chatting and getting to know each other, I could definitely tell that they would be a good fit right off the bat.
They hit it off almost immediately. You'll likely find them tossing the ball around Titletown next door to Lambeau Field, or even front and center at the NFL draft. Since meeting his big brother, Jeff, Giovanni's confidence simply growing.
His personality, his demeanor, he's calm at all times. We've talked about him having a big brother and how much he's helped him as well.
And when Giovanni got injured and couldn't play quarterback for his high school team, he learned to pivot.
Most kids I know would just completely give it up. They turn to video games or even worse things, but he persevered.
The 15-year-old choosing to volunteer and help coach his former middle school team, making the best of a bad situation. A lesson learned in part by his friendship with Jeff.
The very first time he blew his whistle, the kids gathered around him. He looked like he belonged on the football field as a coach. They didn't just treat him as a kid helping out. They knew he was coach. He commanded that respect, and he earned that respect very early on.
To see him just take ownership of himself and be confident in front of other people, it's really just rewarding.
He is going to go far. Whatever he wants to do, Giovanni will accomplish. Whatever he wants to do, Giovanni will accomplish.
I love
Yeah, baby.
what
Come
what do you make of that?
That's a lot of nice things said. It definitely was like that. I love coaching football. I mean, it's probably one of the best experiences I think I've had. I don't get injured anymore, so that's another good thing. I'll tell you, those kids definitely can keep up with me, though. I played D-line for Lombardi, and I played quarterback as well. So I'll go against them because I coach defense, and they can keep up with me at times.
They give you a run for your money? Oh, man. What does it mean? You set such a great example by mentoring Giovanni, and then he's going out and doing the same thing.
Well, he's a really big deal. I mean, it's kind of cool. I was kind of telling him as we started out, like, I coach high school baseball, and he's like, you do? I'm like, yeah, we should do it. So immediately he's like, that's kind of where I want my career path to go. I mean, he's straight out told me that he wants to become a teacher someday so then he can coach. So it's really exciting that he had that opportunity while, you know, his knee is healing and everything like that. So it's really, really cool that, one, he's coaching, and two, we're here today. So.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, we love a big surprise at GMA, but that's just the start of this surprise because you have the opportunity to win.
Come on.
Whoa.
Come on. Tickets in this very large, overly cartoon-sized tonight.
Heck yeah.
So, but there is a requirement.
There's a catch.
You got to get one of these footballs into one of those little circles. So, Jason, set them up. Get them going here.
Let's go. Listen,
in the background.
we need one in there, Giovanni. Looks like.
Let's go.
Anyone.
Let's go.
Right there.
Yeah,
let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, very close. Okay.
Smack dab in the middle.
Come on. Right.
Focusing.
Okay.
Oh, you hit the
little
football.
left. Get a little left.
Okay.
Come on, you got this. Let's cheer them on, everybody. Come on, you got it.
Come on.
No pressure.
Aim small, miss small.
You two guys are going to the game tonight.
Yeah.
You will be there in advance of the game for the pregame show, and it will all be happening tonight on Monday Night Football, and you'll be there.
Congratulations, Jim. You're awesome, brother. That's what
Way
football's
to
all
set a
about.
great example, you guys. Love it. Amazing story, and it's going to be an amazing game. Back to you guys.
It's like a great toss there. That was great. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
And coming up, Jennifer Goodwin's here to tell us about Zootopia 2.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
All right, we are back now with Zootopia 2. It is back, everybody. The highly anticipated sequel to the Oscar-winning 2016 box office blockbuster. Jennifer Goodwin is back in the driver's seat as rookie cop Judy Hopps. Welcome back to GMA. We're always so happy to see you.
Thanks for having us.
I know. Yeah, we're gonna meet. We're gonna see our friends in a little bit. But I just got a text from my niece, whose kids are obsessed.
Oh.
How do your kids feel about you and Judy?
Well, they are Disney nuts, and they actually don't like watching my husband or me in anything live action. It freaks them out. Even Once Upon a Time, they don't want to see it. However, I was able to start putting Zootopia on at a really young age because they didn't know it was me, and they are ecstatic. They actually campaigned to come to the world premiere, which is this week in Los Angeles, and we're taking them on the tour. They've never been to Hollywood anything.
Oh, that's exciting.
But
So they had to do a campaign? Was it a hard sell?
yeah, I mean, it was like basically a PowerPoint presentation about why they should be able to come. And we were explaining the photographers of it all. And they asked us, is it going to be crazy like when we left the Knicks game that time? We had seen a Knicks game. We walked out the back door. There were 2 photographers. And I was like, we're going to have to like show them some videos of like what these are like.
Yeah, and just like how to, I mean, it's blinding.
It is. And you have to like not let it throw you. It's
and
like,
Judy's going to get a lot of limelight.
Judy's going to get a lot of limelight.
All right. Can we have an exclusive clip? Can we watch it?
Please.
Let's see it right now.
You talk back less, maybe not at all.
Yeah, or we go with my playbook and we just lay low.
We cannot prove ourselves if we are stuck in that room.
And if we complain to Chief Beef, he'll just make us stay longer. Play it smart, stay off the radar, and don't let it get to you, okay? Because we are the Dream Team. Sorry, Paul.
We were just watching. It's like, it's so good. Okay, so you made us wait almost a decade for the sequel.
Yes.
Folks are already asking about a third one.
Hey, all you have to do is go to the theater and watch number 2. And that will really help our case. We'll have my kids give a PowerPoint presentation for a number 3.
Right.
We'll take them to Disney. I'm sure we can work it out.
What do you think, why do you think there's such anticipation and there's such joy from folks?
I wish I knew. It's the Disney magic. These people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then they spent a decade figuring out like what's the best next step. Actually, our sequel picks up only a week after the first one ends.
That's fun, and I think that's a good idea.
Right? And funny, and sort of being like, we know it's been a decade. We know I have 2 kids now.
And you said, we were talking earlier, and you said it really is a standalone. You catch up. If you didn't see the first, which you should, it really catches the viewer right up.
Yes,
and then it's off to the party.
And I think that's part of the magic of it. We left. My husband actually thinks that it's better than the first one. I don't choose between my children, but it really is its own animal, as it were.
And Jason's
dreaming.
Can you tell what you told me about being separated?
Oh, they had to separate us. In the first movie, we were allowed to go into the booth sometimes, but he's a little bit funny. So I would laugh without thinking about the fact that I was also ruining his takes, and so they had to keep us separate.
I love his character.
Yeah. He's brilliant. Yeah. And in this one, I think he's other level in this one.
All right, so guys, we have some animated friends driving around the studio this morning. Come on out, Judy, Nick, Flash, and Gary. Yes. Listen. You guys are so busy between the driving, gearing up for Zootopia 2 world premiere. Be careful there, Flash. You're getting very close to the couch. I just need to know, how do you guys manage to do it all?
It's called a hustle, sweetheart.
Wow, sassy as ever. Sassy as ever. Well done. That sounds like you.
It's me. I want to take them home.
Well, thank you all for being with us. We would have asked Flash a question, but that would take about an hour to get the answer. So, Flash, you just sit and look good in your red car. I'll tell everybody, Zootopia 2 is in theaters nationwide, November 26th. You can see this beautiful girl just create
magic.
It's the best. My nieces cannot wait.
Best-selling cookbook author and our GMA chef in residence for the next 3 days, Allison Roman. She has a new cookbook, Something from Nothing. Welcome.
Yay.
So let's talk about the cookbook first. You say it's an ode to simplicity?
Yeah, sort of paring back, sort of doing less with more, returning to roots of sorts, of just being like, you know what, you can make really great from kind of nothing. And, you know, sort of where the
just
title came
hanging
from.
around the house in your pantry.
Yeah, it sort of came from the idea that if you don't want to go to the store, if the store is closed, if you, for whatever reason, can't leave the house and you open up your pantry and you go, oh God, well, this is all I have. That doesn't have to be like a consolation prize. It can actually be something you look forward to, because there's actually so much that you can make with what's already there.
So what are your must-haves in the pantry?
We're doing like canned beans. It could be a chickpea, it could be a bean. I think that those are super important to have on hand because they're so fast. You can like open them up, they can become a soup, a stew, you can bake them. It's just an excellent source of protein. I also am a huge fan of dried beans, lentils, and stuff like that, but we don't always have the time, so I like to have both. And then from there, it's sort of like you have your acidic ingredients like canned tomato product, that could be paste, like, you know, cans of whole peeled tomatoes. Preserved lemons are great. Always making sure you have vinegar on hand. And aside from that, it's like your shallots, your garlic, your onions, and, you know, as you get into the colder months, potatoes, squash, things that are like actually vegetables that live in your pantry.
Right, makes sense. And the recipe you're making today was a real viral sensation.
It was a real sensation, and I feel like it's still a sensation in that people are always discovering it for the first time, and it's going to outlive me, I know that. But it's a caramelized shallot pasta, and basically the recipe is shallots, some garlic, a whole tin of anchovies, and a whole can of tomato paste.
That's it.
I know. And you think, okay, well, I don't like anchovies, or how could something that has so few ingredients like actually be that good? I'm telling you, it is phenomenal. People know the recipe without even knowing who I am. It's sort of
So
a
you have
thing
to
that
sneak the anchovies in. A lot of people like them even though they don't know they like them.
they like
Or
them
say they don't.
when they don't know they like them. That's right. And that's the key with anchovies. And so whenever you're cooking with them, I feel like, you know, so for this example, you have your shallots, they're melted, they're jammy, they're caramelized, delicious. We're gonna make them more delicious by adding the anchovies, and they melt into it. And so when you eat the finished dish, you have no idea that they're even there. You can't see them at all. They sort of, you know, they disappear. And so I'm not tricking anyone, but I'm kind of tricking
And they just
people.
add all that flavor.
Yeah, it's, you know, the word umami, which is sort of, you know, that
Fancy word for a taste we don't know what we like.
Exactly. It's like that, it kind of like makes your mouth water. You're like, God, I can't stop eating this. It's so delicious. What is that? That's going to do that, and so is the tomato paste. So 2 ingredients that are doing the same thing.
And then you mix them all up here?
Yeah, and you basically take the tomato paste, you add it to the shallots, and then it gets like this beautiful rusty brick red color. You cook, right?
I try to cook,
Okay,
yeah.
well, we all try, and I think that's great. But basically, so once you have this recipe will make double what you need, so you can like take some out, use it for later.
And you say make the pasta al dente, a little firm.
I'm an al dente girl. Yeah, you want to finish cooking the pasta in the sauce, and that's gonna basically, if you think about your pasta like a sponge, if you're cooking it in a flavorful sauce, it's going to absorb that flavor, and then kind of make noodles everywhere.
Fine.
Okay, exactly. And then you take the pasta water, you kind of rehydrate that sticky paste that you made. Nice, so nice. I'm loving this live audience situation here. I feel very supported. And then you kind of see how it like
Just like a couple
reconstitutes
minutes?
almost, yeah. And it'll continue to cook in it, and then eventually what you end up with
How do you
is
get
this,
that great twirl?
you know, tongs, my friend, tongs. Again, it's not about fancy ingredients or fancy tools. Tongs, a wooden spoon, a can of anchovies, you're good to go. And, you know, I think we always default to cooking pasta, serving it with cheese, but I really like this particular pasta with finely chopped parsley and garlic. No, thank you.
salty,
Oh my
yeah.
God. And, you know, I
And
feel
tell
like
us about these.
These are beans. They are my favorite. They're baked with tomato and cabbage and 2 other ingredients that sort of do the same thing as like an anchovy. It's like got a ton of umami, like a baked bean dish, Parmesan, amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're going to be back tomorrow as well.
I am. I'm here. Oh, I'm moving in. I live here now. Yeah. Happy to be here.
You can get the recipe for the beans on our website. Alice's new cookbook comes out tomorrow. 2 more days to go, 2 more delicious recipes. Let's go to Ginger.
Thank you so much, George. And we are counting down to country music's biggest night, the CMA Awards. Ahead of the ceremony, we can announce that country music legend Vince Gill will be honored with the 2025 CMA Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award for his trailblazing career. Gill's achievement will also be celebrated with a special tribute performance, and it all goes down during the 59th Annual CMA Awards. It airs next Wednesday, November 19th on ABC and streaming the next day on Hulu.
Coming up, we're saluting veterans and those who support them, and we have a big, and I do mean big, surprise for them too. Come on back. Hi, people. I know, I just looked up and I can't wait for you to see them. The wonderful crowd. GMA has been counting down to America's 250th birthday all year long. And with Veterans Day tomorrow, we are celebrating their service and sacrifice and that of their families. Lori Bergamatto met one of the many military members who so richly deserve to be honored.
Absolutely, Robin. That's right. I sat down with an Air Force veteran who shared his story and how his life was transformed through the help of others. This segment is sponsored by USAA, and in honor of Veterans Day, they're encouraging us to have a deeper understanding and appreciation of military life and what we can all do to support. And they're making a huge commitment to this community. Take a look.
Transparency and vulnerability have changed Arnulfo Douto's life.
It kind of takes away your identity.
In this room, surrounded by fellow military service members, and in collaboration with our sponsor, USAA, veterans find community.
Everybody that is around you is going through the similar things. It's much easier to open up and to let your guard down around those kind of people.
It's a unique shared experience that stems from 12 years of service with the U.S. Air Force. But as he and so many others have learned, war sometimes leaves lingering trauma.
If I hear something that I think sounds like mortar, I still find myself ducking my head.
You medically retired from service in 2014. How was that transition?
I couldn't find any meaningful work. I felt like I didn't have any mission, I didn't have any purpose anymore.
That was until he came into contact with the Wounded Warrior Project, which aided in his job search and helped shift his mindset.
What did you learn about yourself in that process?
I learned that I still have a lot more to offer.
This is who we serve. Day in and day out, we exist to serve service members, and so we take great pride. The key is going beyond things.
Arnulfo's transition is representative of many veterans, and USAA is announcing a new commitment that can change lives.
What is the Honor Through Action movement?
Honor Through Action is an initiative that USAA is launching to transform the lives of military families through meaningful careers, financial security, and overall well-being. USAA will be anchoring the Honor Through Action program with a $500 million commitment over the next 5 years. Go check out our social channels for USAA to engage, to learn more.
The commitment helping veterans like Arnulfo redefine purpose.
I want to make this my new mission, is to help other veterans.
And joining us now, well, come on, can we have a round of applause? Let's do this song. That was tremendous, right? Am I right? And joining us now, USA spokesperson Jonas Brothers Herrera and Wounded Warrior Project spokesperson Wilton Williamson. Both wonderful to have you here. And do you travel with the posse all the time like this? I love that. I love that. Wilton.
Yes, ma'am.
Marine veteran you are.
Yes.
And I hear it's a birthday for the Marine Corps, right?
250th.
Right, today, 250th. Right. So just talk about Wounded Warrior Project, what that means to so many veterans.
You know, it's an organization that really truly honors and empowers our wounded veterans. And when you think about our organization, we're making a lifetime commitment to those women and men that have served. and we're going to be with them for the rest of their lives, right? And we take that honor and then we take that pledge, that promise, very seriously.
Yeah, and I think many of us have seen the commercials and have seen the veterans that have been helped by the organization. Okay, full disclosure, USAA member since 1986. I gotta get that. I gotta get that out. My father was Air Force, so thank you. And just talk about the importance for USAA to be involved with organizations like Wounded Warrior Project.
Yeah, USA is proud to partner with nonprofits like the Wounded Warrior Project and supporting our country's heroes. You know, they are directly providing help and support for veterans as they make these transitions that are tough. And they're also helping them secure bright futures. And we're only hopeful that Honor Through Action will allow them the opportunity to scale their impact and touch more lives.
Wonderful.
And touch more lives, they will. So, Robin, we saw in the tape piece the huge commitment, right, that USAA is making to organizations that support our fabulous military members here. And we're going to help them make another big announcement this morning. You guys ready? Let's reveal what they are donating on this monitor. Okay. So, Robin. Robin, that's great, but, you know, let's try this again. Let's see it again. There we go. Okay, that's good. We're very grateful for that. But Robin, what do you think? Because I think USAA could even add one more zero.
Come on.
Let's see it.
1 million! 1 million! Oh my gosh! That is tremendous. Wilson, look at that. Come on now. What does this mean? What does this mean?
You know, this is truly an honor. And first of all, thank you.
Wow.
But honestly, this means so much to the Warriors and their families that we serve. Wounded Warrior Project not only serves the Warrior, but we also serve their families and their caregivers. And I can't stop smiling, sorry. But this is pretty awesome. This can support a lot of families. Thank you so much. We're incredibly grateful.
That's what it's all about.
Thank you.
Yeah, how does it make you feel to be able to do this?
The USA is honored to have the opportunity to support our heroes and to be with you here this morning. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you both, and thank you also so very much. And on the birthday for the Marine Corps.
Right.
Yes, of course, and then Veterans Day is tomorrow. That's a big day.
Semper Fidelis.
Yes. And we thank you. We thank you, USAA. We thank you, Wounded Warrior Project, for all that you do. And y'all are all right, too. Yeah. Congratulations. What a way to
That was a great tribute for Veterans Day.
That really was.
Have a good one, everyone.